Hello, my lovelies. This is going to be some spiritual guidance and advice. We're going to start with the Zodiac Moon deck and see what celestial messages we have. These messages are collected for everybody, so hope you enjoy them. See what fits, leave the rest. Okay, we have love, so there could be some love coming in the month of October. I feel like there's going to be quite a few changes when it comes to relationships this month. Good or bad, you know, you might be exiting some things in order to get to your happily ever after. So bring peace to your life and your relationships will flourish, right? So there's this saying that I can't remember how it goes at the very moment, but something to the effect of, you know, it's like if you can calm your mind, the rest will follow, or free your mind and the rest will follow. I think that's lyrics actually to a In Vogue song. And I'd have to look it up to tell you the title of it. But there's something to do with like finding peace and like everything else starts to flourish. So how can you find some peace in your life this month? And heroism. Let your inner hero out. You might have to stick up for yourself. It might be defending other people, but you're going to have to stand up and find your courage. So that's going to be an important lesson. And collaboration. So teamwork makes the dream work. We know that. So boost relationships through teamwork and compromise, right? That pesky little thing, compromise, you know, that's how we find some peace sometimes. All right, what do we need to know from the star seeds? We have Star Brothers, the 7 Star Sisters, and Empathetic Star Seed. I feel like you're about to meet your soul tribe. So if you don't know these people yet, they're going to slowly start to come into your life. This is about energetic protection, right? You're protected on all fronts, all avenues. And so I feel like you are tapping into the higher realms. You might be really trusting your instincts and intuition. Good, you should be. And I feel like there is this loyalty, right? They're giving me a couple of references to brothers, something to do with the brotherhood. So it could be like military type stuff, real close knit, loyalty, protection, trust, and brotherhood. So there's protection there. And then they mentioned Band of Brothers. So I think that's a movie. I'm not positive. I want to say it's like a war movie. I don't watch stuff like that typically. So apologies if I got the name wrong. All right. We have the 7 Star Sisters, birthing creations, the tapestry of life and expression. Some of you in my collective are artists and really, really talented artists. So if art or dance is a way that you express your talents, your gifts, your abilities, do so, because I feel like Spirit is really needing you to step out of a comfort zone and use the gifts that you were given, right? So you will start to see I'm doing more mediumship stuff across the channel. Some of them are free. Check out the post tab. That's how you get one. You got to comment on those. So I feel like you're really in this creative flowing energy right now. And that's important. We want to go with the flow. That's going to help us to create things. And then we get to sit back and enjoy life a little bit more. An empathetic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. Remember, if you are an empath in any way, shape, or form, that means that you feel other people's emotions. You feel if they're happy, you feel if they're sad, you feel if they're angry, yada, yada, okay? So it's incredibly important that you observe, you look, okay? You don't absorb it like a sponge. You need to be able to tell what's your feelings and emotions and what is somebody else's. And if you can't do that yet, you need to really ground your energy. You need to clear it often so that you aren't becoming an energetic sponge to yucky energy. Okay, very, very important. All right, let's get some messages from the dragons. What do we need to see? What do we need to know? Independence, love it. So you might have a fiery little independent streak. Me too. So I feel like you are looking for independence. Maybe that's why you're hesitant to go towards love. Some of you might view love as like stifling, or, you know, the old saying of the ball and chain, right? You don't want love to drag you down. You don't want love to be something where you feel stuck and trapped. So you need to be with a person who allows you to still be independent and be yourself without losing yourself in a relationship. So you do have a decision to weigh. Could be about love, could be anywhere. I do feel like you're gonna have to be brave, right? Sometimes, okay, here's the thing. especially in love and relationships, it's one of those things where in order to find true love, you've got to put yourself out there, right? You have to allow that person to get to know you to some degree for it to really go anywhere, for it to be anything of value. And if you're too fearful, you never get to experience the joy of true love, right? Because to truly be seen and be vulnerable is to truly be loved. Okay, so it's important that you make a decision. If you want love, you're going to have to be vulnerable. You're going to have to allow people in to know you. Very, very important. And companions. So you are always protected by your spirit team, your guides, your ancestors, God, source, spirit, the universe. And we have these spiritual companions. Some of them are dragons, and they want us to connect. So if you're feeling lonely, if you feel lost, ask for help, assistance, and guidance. All right, what do we have from signs, symbols, and synchronicities, Spirit? What's going on? The totem pole, bridging the gap between the human, the animal, and the spiritual. So you can see a totem pole. I feel like that might be a little bit of a stretch, but that would definitely be confirmation that this message resonated for you. So it may feel a little bit alien is what they're telling me at first, to really connect to the higher realms, to connect to spirit energy, but it's worth it. So keep doing it, keep meditating, praying, however you choose to connect. Ground your energy, set your intention, and then see what messages come in. Spirit saying that somebody's about to be a star. So there's this decision that I feel like it's kind of weighing heavy on somebody's mind, right? And somebody might be a star. Somebody could be in the spotlight. Maybe somebody has a social media presence. Maybe somebody's well-known or famous for whatever it is that they happen to do. I would love that if famous people were watching my videos. I don't know that any of them are, but that would be awesome. I hope whoever watches my videos gets something out of them. That's the whole point. We do this so that people can gain some knowledge and hopefully overcome the hurdles that are holding them back. So there's some sort of wish fulfillment that's coming in. Maybe it's somebody in the collective wants to be famous. Maybe somebody wants to be like the center of attention. And so I feel like that could be something that's coming in as well. Maybe you have to be brave, right? To be in the spotlight, things like that. So Spirit's saying, allow yourself to follow your passions, right? The creative juices that are flowing. Inspiration. Could also be dealing with a fire sign in Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. All right, signs for you to not ignore. What do we have? Ooh, we have karma. You rang, she's here, right? Karma. All right, so what goes around comes back around. It works kind of like a boomerang. So what you're putting out there is what is circling the block back, coming back to you. So make it good. Don't make it bad. You watch out for somebody who's watching you. Okay, there could potentially be, and I hate to put this out there because people are always like, oh, yeah, right, yeah, right. Well, then maybe it's not your message, okay? They're collective. They're for a large group of people. It's not going to resonate for everybody. But we have the star and we have the creepy voyeur. So maybe somebody that's potentially a star or famous is watching you. Maybe they're lurking, trying to see what you're up to. Stalking, watching, ooh, obsessive. So it could be a little bit of an addiction. So the lollipop tells us that we are going to enjoy some sweeter things in life. Love that. So some positive changes coming in. All right, Spirit, what do they need to know? Spiritually speaking, what is the messages that my collective needs at this time? Whenever they find this video, what are the messages coming through? What do they need to know? Thank you. Ooh, you got a wish fulfillment coming in. Love it. So something that's going to make you extremely happy, right? We have the star card talking about don't lose hope, that there's a wish fulfillment coming in. For some of you, it could be an obsession. It could be a temptation. I get the sense that whoever is watching you guys is somebody who really has a little bit of a darker side to them. And I don't mean that in a bad way, right? We all have light and dark within us, but it's almost a little bit toxic. It's almost a little bit obsessive or possessive. So make sure this isn't something that's controlling you, okay? So the devil can be a great temptation, addictions, codependency, greed, violence, controversy, things with strings attached. So be careful of that. There is some confusion here at this present time. I feel like we need to get some clarity, and there could be some sort of blockage, especially for creative pursuits, passion projects, right? So maybe somebody feels really stifled in their creativity. Maybe they watch this other person to kind of, Spirit Spirit's telling me piggyback off of their ideas, right? Maybe the person that they're watching is incredibly creative, really talented, and they want to emulate that or they want to copy that. So be careful out there, obviously, but I do feel like somebody's creativity's been stifled, and we could have some issues with legal things going on. So court cases, contracts, the justice system, police, lawyers, yada yada down the line. Hopefully nobody goes to jail for, like, I don't know, being a creep, being a stalker, something like that. That wouldn't be good. So it doesn't look like it's going to go in your favor, whoever this person is that is dealing with courts and contracts and legalities, right? There's some bias there. There might be some rumors going on. I do feel like that comes to light. All right, what else do we need to know? Four of Wands. Some instability going on, right? So something's not stable here, which is a problem, especially in relationships. I feel like there hasn't been a lot of teamwork going forward. So that needs to either get back on track, or you need to chuck it in the fuck bucket and move on, because there's some new love knocking at your door very soon. This person wants to come in and legitimately offer you something of value, right? They want to come in and bring you gifts. They want to come in and wine you and dine you. They want to spoil you. There's somebody that wants to pour out their feelings and affections to you should you decide to accept. This person also wants future romance, affection, marriage, commitment, and this could be part of your spiritual journey, right? We have the decision dragon, so that tells us that we've got to choose. Hiccups for confirmation. We've got to choose. Do we want a single life, or do we want love and romance? Because you can't have both. You can have one or the other, and that might be where you have to kind of be your own hero and decide, which do I want? Am I ready to open my heart? Am I ready to take that plunge with the right person? Make sure it's the right person for you. So remember, collaboration, teamwork makes the dream work here, right? And so we're going to have to do that in order to actually get what it is that we want. That also means letting go of something that isn't good for us. So end what doesn't work and go towards what you want. We have Judgment in the reverse. So karma's spinning the block this week. Karma is definitely coming to rectify some situations. Spirit's also telling me it might wreck your whole world. But it turns out for the best in the end is what they're telling me. So courts, contracts, legalities, resetting the balance, karma being dealt, endings bringing new beginnings, right? And financially, we're about to recover. Part of me thinks that somebody might be getting some sort of settlement through the courts this week. I feel like the other party may have to dish out some financial compensation. Okay, 3 more cards. Spirit, what's the conclusion this week, please? All right, 9 of Swords in the reverse. Love that. We're overcoming the anxiety and the worry. We're standing in our divine feminine energy. Male or female doesn't matter. So nourish the things you want to grow. Be creative. I feel like there's fertile ground for things to actually transform. Divine feminine energy. One more, Spirit. What's going on? Ooh, the Sun. So things end on a happy note, right? Marriage, commitment, children, the whole 9 yards, happiness. Chase your happiness, follow your dreams, follow your passions, and see where the heck they lead you. Because it looks like if you let go of what's not serving your highest good this week, you walk into a really beautiful blessing. Have a great week.